Honestly, a Baja is a pretty bad decision for a drag car just because they're super heavy, but it's super unique, so I thought it'd be a good idea. I don't know. It's kind of kind of an oddball choice. Yeah, my name's Aaron. I'm the owner of Boost Barn Motorsports in Langley, BC, and it's a 2005 Subaru Baja. I bought it from Powell River, which is a couple ferry rides away. I bought it with the engine taken out basically in pieces in the bed of the truck. It's technically classified a truck. It's insured as a truck, so get it right. So yeah, my background, basically I've been into Subarus since I was in high school. I always watched rally racing and stuff, so that was always really cool. That kind of got me into it. I always loved Subarus and I watched from afar. I started tinkering right out of high school, or right in high school actually. I did the ASIC program. Got into mechanics right away. Started at some shops, worked in a couple, custom hot rod shops, worked in a Mustang shop, worked at a couple regular maintenance and, fleet maintenance truck shops and stuff like that. And then I also got the opportunity to work at Rocket Rally, which is, well-known rally shop locally. Got to travel the world, or not travel the world, but travel North America, basically as a pit crew member. My favorite part about the Baja is probably still the fact that it's a Baja, like a truck bed. Everyone still gives me crazy looks. And then a close second, it's got to be the turbo and the headlight. Everyone's like, you got a headlight out, and I'm like, look a little closer. Like I said, all the engine was in pieces. It was all in the bed of the truck. When I unloaded it, it was like a 5-day process. I basically took the long block out of my 07 STI, slapped a Garrett turbo on it, rotated with still a top mount intercooler, and basically daily drove the car. My wife drove the car to work and back, 45 minutes each way. Had a blast. That's kind of when she fell in love with it too. It had, the no blow off valve, so you get the stoot, 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 all the fun noises, and it was fairly quick for what it was. A little bit of a sleeper. And then eventually, when that engine started getting tired, I was like, you know what? It'd be cool. It's a super unique car already. Let's do something crazy with it. The goals for the Baja are basically become the fastest Subaru Baja in the world, which I don't think is going to be too difficult because nobody else is really stupid enough to do something like this to a Baja. I kind of purpose built it to go on drag week in the US, basically driving from state to state, different drag strips, setting your fastest times that you can, handing in slips, and then getting an average time at the end to see kind of where you place. So the current setup is a 2.5 liter case with Darton sleeves. It's a D-stroked motor, so it's got a 2-liter crank in it. It's a long rod build, plus 2mm rods, off-the-shelf pistons, JE Pro Seal head gaskets, fully ported heads, S3 cams, aftermarket valve springs, the works. So the drivetrain setup is an R180 rear end, bone stock 07 STI transmission, 6-speed. The clutch is a competition clutch, triple disc, got a custom full one-piece steel drive shaft in it, DSS 1000 horsepower rear axles in it. The front axles are still stock, so we'll see how long those last, but we'll be upgrading them as they break. So the turbo setup on it is a bit of a custom build S300 Borg Warner from Chris Gremmen at Spectrum Motorsports. It's got a custom header, twin scroll out pipes, twin external wastegates, 44mm wastegates. So right now the fuel system on there is stock tank with AEM 340 liter per hour pump in tank, which pumps out to a surge tank, a radium dual pump surge tank with 2 AEM 340 pumps in there, with Dash 8 fuel lines running from the back to the front. IAG fuel rails with Injector Dynamics 2000cc injectors. It made, on a Dyno Dynamics super low reading dyno, it made 511, and we still have nitrous to add to it, so didn't get a lot of time to test it yet, so we'll be testing this upcoming season and probably start adding some nitrous once we get the car dialed in and get some launches dialed in. So the interior setup, right now it doesn't have the crookie seat in it, it's actually sitting over there, but I am going to be building a custom mount for the crookie seat. It does have a full roll cage in it, drag spec certed for, I think it's 750s, which I don't think we'll get anywhere near, but it's kind of a do it once, do it right, get it done with type deal. The challenging part about that too was trying to get the rear seat still accessible, because like I said, the whole goal of this car is to do drag week with it, and your crew is only allowed to be as many as you can fit in the car. So if I have a 4-seater, I can take 4 people, so I have 3 support members as well as myself. So the current gauge setup in the car, there's no physical gauges. It's just there's two screens in the center console. I still have a radio in it, a double tin, big heavy radio, and then the other screen is the built in-house custom Boost Barn digital dash. Basically has all your gauges display. We're working on logging features right now with it. And then it's still got the factory tach in it as well, the tachometer and the whole cluster, which only reads up to 7,000 RPM, and we're redlining at 8,500, so it's a bit of a guessing game up there, but it's fun. So driving the Baja is like something else. It's not like any other Subaru. Most Subaru builds that we do are for street builds or track racing builds where you need the peppiness, you need a good solid power band. In the Baja, being a drag car, all the power comes up top. Like there's nothing below 5,000 RPM, and then once you hit 5,000 RPM, it's actually a little bit scary. It pulls pretty hard, and it kind of either lights up all four wheels and you don't know which way it's gonna go, but you just gotta hold on and you're kind of along for the ride at that point. So I already have a whole version 2 planned for the Baja. I'd like to change a lot with it. The whole turbo setup, basically going to a half rad or even a rear mount rad, and that way I can build a new custom shorter header, shorter intercooler piping. I do eventually want to flip the manifold so that's forward facing. That was kind of the plan off the beginning as well, but just with limited room and the air to water intercooler setup, that was challenging. So I might change it up to just an air to air intercooler setup with shorter piping, and might be upgrading the turbo in the near future as well.